After a long time coming, Bounty Hunter is officially back. So in today's video, I'm going to hopefully quickly summarize everything you need to know about the new update. And to kick things off, here is Daimon's Crater, which is the official map for Bounty Hunter. There's basically three areas, being the Huntsman's Woods, the Tower of Bounty, and the Frozen Temple. And in order to access Bounty Hunter, you'll need to be on a Bounty Hunter world, which at launch is currently worlds 318 and 319. Yes, these are formerly target worlds, which they are currently sunsetting, but the Emblem Trader will still be in the Revenant Caves hanging around to accept your ancient artifacts. As of right now, the only way to get to Daimon's Crater is through a portal in the Ferox Enclave. This little red portal right here on the left side of the map is how you're going to get there. And if you are curious, the Castle Wars portal used to be right here in front of this entrance, and they've moved it over to the Old Night Pub. Now, once you go through that portal, you'll be teleported to the Bounty Hunter lobby. This little portal right here in the middle will take you straight back to the Ferox Enclave, and then the rest of the stuff in the surrounding area is a pull booth, a coffer, which you'll need to put your money in order to access the minigame, and we'll cover that in a minute, a bank chest to access all your supplies, a loot chest for your keys, and then a pool, which basically works just like the ones in the Ferox Enclave. Also in the lobby will be a roaming Emblem Trader, and interacting them will allow you to access the Bounty Hunter reward shop. But other than that, once you're fully geared in, ready to fight, you'll head through one of the four portals and you'll be teleported into Daimon's Crater. Moving on, you'll need at least 32 combat and 48 hours of playtime in order to access Bounty Hunter. And depending on your combat level, you'll have a minimum deposit, which will be lost on death if you're unscald. And Skull players will lose a token 10k GP from their coffer instead on death. They have already received some feedback on these current deposits, and they may potentially be a little low, so don't be surprised if they do change in the future. But with the current setup, anybody in the combat level of 32 to 60 will have a minimum deposit of 30k. Combat 61 to 88 will be 50k. 89 to 110 will be 100k. And a 111 to 126 will be 150k. Now let's go over the rules. First things first, there is no teleporting whatsoever. The only teleport spell you can use is the teleport to target spell, but you have to use it from inside the lobby, and you're not able to use it inside the crater itself. There's no overhead protection prayers, no binding spell effects being freezes or anything along that lines, but technically you still can barrage other players. The freezing aspect of the spell just doesn't have any effect. And then lastly, there's also no teleblocking, but that doesn't really have any impact because you can't teleport anyway. They will be keeping a close eye on the current rule set, and they already know there are some requests for a no honor crater, but that's something they want to look at in the future and not currently right now. And then some other changes they've made to make PvPing slightly more welcoming on release. Combat XP is blocked, so you won't get any real XP, but you do get fake XP drops, so you can still cook up your combos. To limit rushing, any player who initiates combat will be blocked from exiting the crater for 30 seconds, but the target is still technically allowed to leave. Any untradables, such as the staples like Void, or the Avernic Defender, or the Inferno Cape, will revert to the broken state on death if they are not protected. And those items will require you to repair them at Purdue, and they'll still drop the same repair fee to whoever brought you down. PJ timer restrictions mirror those of PvP worlds. The only exception to that is that your target will always take priority. So if you're engaging in rogue activity attacking somebody who isn't your target, your actual target will be able to interrupt at any given moment. The default matchmaking range is set to within 5 combat levels of the player, although you can increase this to 10 or 15 by speaking to the Emblem Trader in the lobby. And then rogue players will only be able to attack players within 5 combat levels of their own. Now, similar to how everything worked in the original Bounty Hunter and still today in Target Worlds, once you enter the crater, you'll be assigned an appropriate target whose name, combat level, and rough distance from you will appear in the graphic. And if you get a look at your target and decide they're a bit too scary for you, you can skip by using the green fast forward button next to their name. Leaving the crater for 2 minutes or logging out will also skip this target. You are able to leave the crater and restock if you do re-enter before the 2-minute timer is up. Skipping 3 targets within 30 minutes will give you a penalty. The penalty being no emblem drop or upgrade on your next target kill, coupled with half as many Bounty Hunter points, and you're unable to receive a new target for 30 minutes. Now, if at any given moment you feel like going rogue, which is attacking a player who is not currently your target, rogue kills will still reward you with anything your target wasn't protecting, as well as any GP you're eligible for within their coffer, but you do not receive any bounty hunter points or emblem upgrades for those kills. You can exit the crater by clicking one of the 4 lobby entrances in the center at any given moment, even if you're in combat. Now finally, to end off the video, let's talk about the most important part, and this is the points, the emblems, and the rewards. The reward system in Bounty Hunter is pretty simple. Kill your target and you earn 2 Bounty Hunter points. On top of this, there's also extra points up for grabs for various kill milestones similar to Slayer Task. These are not kill streaks, these are just total kill milestones regardless of how many times you die in between them. For every 10th kill, you'll get 3 points instead of 2. For every 50th, you'll get 5. Per 100th kill, you'll get 10. And per 500th kill, you'll get 25. Upon your first target kill, you'll get an esoteric emblem drop. And keeping this emblem in your inventory without dying will allow you to stack up a kill streak and earn potential bonus points. You can only ever hold 1 emblem at a time, and this counts whether it's in your inventory or in your bank. And with every successful target kill, your emblem will upgrade 1 tier to a maximum of 10 tiers. Trading in your emblems or killing targets who are risking their emblems on their own will earn you additional bounty hunter points based on the table down below. So basically, for example, if you and your target both are using tier 1s, you would originally get 2 points for that kill, but you get a bonus point for their emblem. And as you can see by the tables, stacking up a kill streak with your emblem can dramatically increase the amount of bounty hunter points you get. For example, if you're rocking a tier 6, you would get 22 points for a kill in comparison to just the basic 2 with a tier 1. And a nice little feature I do want to mention real quick is if you do happen to lose your emblem for whatever reason, you can buy a fresh one from the emblem trader for 2 points. So you can jump straight into leveling your next one without wasting a new kill just to get the first tier 1 emblem drop. And another thing to note is Iron Man will not be able to get emblem drops from the other players, so you will have to purchase your tier 1s from the shop, but they will level up just like any other players do whenever you do get a kill. But now let's quickly go through all of the new rewards that Bounty Hunter is bringing into the game. First things first, we have the Vesta's Longsword, which shouldn't be new because we've seen it in plenty iterations of Deadman and the current Blighted version you can get from LMS. The Vesta's Longsword is essentially just an incredibly strong special attack weapon that only uses 25% of your special attack bar, but it does require 78 attack to wield. And then we have the Vesta Spear, which special attack consumes 50% and damages up to 16 targets within 8 tiles of the surrounding player. Additionally, it grants 4.8 seconds of immunity against melee attacks. Then we have the Statius Warhammer, which requires 78 strength instead of 78 attack. And this special attack consumes 35% of your special attack energy, and it deals between 25 and 125% of your max hit. It also lowers the target's defense by 30% if it hits. Then we have the Morrigan's Javelin and the Morrigan's Throwing Axe. Both of these require 78 range to use. And I do want to note, in comparison to the past where you're going to be buying a bunch of these, that isn't necessarily the case. You're going to be buying 1 axe or 1 javelin, and they'll just have unlimited charges being thrown out of that item that you already have equipped. But for the Morrigan's Javelin special attack, it'll use 50% of your special attack bar, and whatever you do successfully hit will cause a bleeding effect. So if you hit a 30 with the special attack, every 1.8 seconds the target will be dealt an additional 5 damage until it happens 6 times, dealing another 30 total damage. Then for the Morrigan's Throwing Axe, this will also take 50% of your special attack energy, and it'll deal between 20 to 120% of your max hit, similar to the Statius Warhammer. But a successful hit also increases the drain rate of the other player's energy by 6 times. And then finally for the weapons, we have the Zuriel's Staff. This will require 78 magic and 50 attack, and it will provide bonuses to ancient magics while equipped. You have a 10% increased accuracy for ice spells, 50% increased healing effect for blood, 100% increased poison damage for smoke, and 100 increased attack drain for shadow spells. And I forgot to mention it on the weapons, but once purchased, all of these items are untradeable. When you purchase them, they're essentially in a broken state, and you'll have to pay GP in order to charge them and give them stats to make them usable. For every piece of the Ancient Warrior's equipment, you'll have to charge it with 5 mil GP. For the corrupted version of the Ancient Warrior's equipment that we'll touch on in a minute, it'll cost 1.5 mil GP per item. And then for all of the Ancient Warrior weapons, it'll cost 50 mil in order to upgrade to make them usable. And the whole thought process behind all of that is if you do protect any of these items on death, they do not become broken. But if you do die where one of these Ancient Warrior items isn't protected with one of your top 4, rather than losing it entirely, it essentially just becomes broken and you have to recharge it once again. Not to mention that whatever target kills you is also rewarded with the GP that you used to charge it the initial time. So if you die with a Vesta's Longsword that you spent 50 mil GP to charge and it isn't protected in one of your 4 items, you drop 50 mil on your death. But with all that said, the Ancient Warriors equipment will all require 78 defense to equip. I'm not going to go through all of the stats on each individual set, but Zuriel's, Morrigan's, and Statius all have 3 items, where Vesta's only has 2. And the big kicker with wearing the entire set is that you have an additional 15% increased accuracy for any special attack in the style of the armor you're wearing. So for Vesta's and Statius sets, you'll get a melee bonus 15%, range for the Morrigan set, and magic for the Zuriel set. And if you ever want to have a look, here is all of the stats of each individual piece just in one picture. But moving on, in addition to just the regular Ancient Warriors items, there is also the corrupt equipment. And the corrupt versions are essentially the same items, but tier 20 defense versions. And the most important thing to note is that these armor sets also have the exact same special attack bonus as the regular Ancient Warrior armor. And then the last thing for our rewards, outside of some of the ornament kits and blighted items, we have the Imbue scrolls. First things first, for the Dark Bow Imbue, the range accuracy will increase from 95 to 105. The special attack cost will be reduced from 55 to 45. Both arrows fired by the special attack land at the exact same time rather than a kind of staggered special attack. And then the minimum special attack damage for dragon arrows is increased to 10 from the original 8. Next up, we have the Barrelchest Anchor Imbued. The crush bonus will be increased from 92 to 102, strength bonus from 100 to 110, and special attack damage increased from 10% to 25%. Then for the Dragon Longsword Imbued, the stab bonus will be increased from 58 to 62, slash from 69 to 75, special attack will gain a 25% accuracy boost, and the special attack will delay your next attack by 4 ticks rather than 5. Moving on, we have the Dragon Mace Imbued. Your stab bonus will be increased from 40 to 44, crush from 60 to 64, and then the special attack accuracy will roll against only 60% of your target's defense. And then lastly, we have the Abyssal Dagger, and alongside it being changed to a 25% spec after pull 78. The stab bonus for the imbued version will increase from 75 to 85, and the special attack damage reduction will be adjusted from 50% down to only 5%. But with that, that covers basically all of the new rewards coming with Bounty Hunter. There's also a target teleport scroll that's located inside of the Bounty Hunter store you're able to purchase now from this minigame as well. We touched on that a little earlier. It's very self-explanatory. It essentially just allows you to teleport straight to your target rather than running around the entire arena trying to find them. But outside of that, that's everything I wanted to include in this video. That is everything you need to know about Bounty Hunter. This video is definitely a little bit on the lengthy side, but if you made it this far, hopefully you found it incredibly helpful. If you did enjoy, consider dropping a like down below. It massively helps, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.